If my heart had strings attached, then my life ain't moving naturally. But in my heart we put on auto, then my love goes straight to you from me. I don't have any doubt that a girl like you would be so right to convince you that of me. I just have to be with you tonight. I need to clear up all of your doubt. The way to do that is to take you out. For tonight let it be us, etc. That was so sweet, Connie said in a low breath. Ken also performed the song. Love Came Later, which was a slower ballad he had written. She managed to get a copy of his songs, one of which he originally wrote for Nicole. It was called For Tonight, Let It Be Us. When Ken gave her this copy, he jokingly said, "You're not gonna steal this by publishing it and getting credit for it, are you?" "I don't know anything about songwriting," said Connie while laughing. Ken asked her if she wanted to watch TV. "There's nothing on that I wanna watch," said Connie. "And frankly, I think we all spent too much time in our everyday lives in front of the tube." Because Ken never really learned how to play solitaire, Connie showed him how. But while she was doing so, he was sitting very close to her, and became mesmerized by her beauty. This kept him from paying attention to her instructions. His memory wasn't as good with the rules of card games as it was with birthdays. Just as they were about to get close enough to kiss, however, the sound of his mother and Melinda coming home from shopping disrupted them. No one else was home prior to that. He got up and quickly introduced Connie to them, and they were surprised. They were cordial and friendly to her, saying hi, and such, and she was just as friendly, on short notice. The two were in Ken's bedroom, and his mom got to say to her, "You're letting her see your disaster area." Connie and Ken chuckled. After a while, Connie decided that she and Ken want to go to a place she had in mind, but didn't specifically mention. While driving, she said to him, "Do you want to know where the place is? It's Valley Forge." So they headed on the excursion to Valley Forge. Connie had to navigate as Ken drove, slowing down and turning on the winding roads, with him having his white knuckles on the steering wheel. Ken would habitually flip his high beams on and off, which Connie didn't like. He had no idea where he was, and we definitely need her to get him out of there since she got him in. Being as late as it was, he got a little scared. It was deep into the night at that point. They eventually found a remote spot and parked the car. After listening to the song Man on the Corner from Genesis, Ken shut the radio off. There were trees lined along the opposite side of the road they just pulled off. It would have been picture-perfect place to picnic in the daylight, but this time there was hardly any light, except for the moon and stars. Valley Forge at night, and it seemed more like Inspiration Point. But here Ken was alone with the girl he known and worked with for just 3 months. They stepped out of the car. Connie led the way. She headed past the trees in the empty, grassy field, sort of inducing him to chase her. She was running vigorously down the hill of the field, throwing her arms against the wind, virtually skipping. She looked so beautiful, and yet so funny at the same time by the way she ran. Ken had previously been made fun of for the way he walked or ran, and she ran very similar. She looked like an old-fashioned girl, a lass from out of the past, for lack of a better term, like someone out of a Bronte novel. Ken caught up with her in the middle of the field. When she turned around to look at him, she had an elated smile, like she was happy to be momentarily free from the squalor of the real world. You could see the appreciation she had for nature in her face. "Well, here we are," she said. "It's a beautiful night. No one around. Nothing but the green grass, the trees and the starry sky. Too bad the grass is wet, otherwise we'd be able to sit down in it. I heard that if you look up and stare into the stars long enough, everything surrounds you will disappear." "Well, in the field," Ken said. "You remember you said that I was an unusual person. Well, you're not so usual yourself, and I also mean that as a compliment." They stayed there for a while, but when Connie spotted what she thought were headlights from the security office, they headed back for the car. On the way back, Connie revealed to Ken how much she enjoyed nature. This was what made her decide to go where they did. She tied her nature talk into a theological, religious talk, crediting God for the creation. "When I observe nature, I try to get an idea of what God is like. I had concluded that he must be real, or else it would not be so organized. It's like my faith is enhanced," she says. On the way home they got around to listening to the radio, enjoying the sounds of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Connie enjoyed hearing Under the Bridge, and a little bit of Life is a Highway, until she asked Ken to turn the radio off for a while. Connie mentioned in passing that she enjoyed the song, She Talks to Angels by the Black Crowes.